The SIU School of Law builds leaders. The School of Law is a small, hands-on law school. We see each student as an individual, and from the time that they are admitted until the time that they graduate, we make sure that we provide what that individual needs in order to succeed on not just the bar exam, but in the profession as an attorney. We sit on a campus of a major research university. We're able to participate in the social and academic and civic opportunities that are available at a major research university while enjoying a wonderful, serene environment with minimal distractions to focus on and concentrate on the law. We provide them with the skills that they need to, after graduating and passing the bar exam, hit the ground running as a lawyer. Our vision for the School of Law is to continue to provide a quality education and provide legal services to the Southern Illinois region, but also to be that small, nurturing law school that attracts individuals from all over the country and trains attorneys to go out and then continue to serve the public good.
Good afternoon. I'm Cindy Walker, and I'm the Director of Development for the School of Law. And I'm very fortunate to have with me today our new Dean of the School of Law, Camille Davidson. Dean Davidson, welcome to your very first day of giving at SIU. We're so happy to have you with us here today. And I would love for you to take the opportunity to introduce yourself to the Saluki Nation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Cindy. I am so excited to be here today on my very first SIU Day of Giving. I joined the School of Law this past July. I came from Charlotte, North Carolina. I am in my ninth month as dean, and there are so many things that are going on, and I am so excited to share some of those things with you today.
So, Dean, you are new to the School of Law. So, tell us a little bit about what attracted you to Carbondale, to SIU, and to our School of Law.
Indeed. Carbondale actually reminds me of where I grew up. I grew up in a small university town where the college was pretty much the center of the community, and there were wonderful opportunities for me growing up because it was a university town. I was so excited to see a law school that was a part of a research institution that provides wonderful opportunities for interdisciplinary opportunities and collaborations along the way. Specifically, SIU students reminded me of myself. I looked to see what our students do post-graduation. Most of them go and work for the government or hang out shingles as small law firm owners. In the last election, we had 7 state's attorneys elected. We have more judges than any other state law school in the state of Illinois. I think our count was 152, but someone was sworn in last week, so we may be at 153 now, which is absolutely amazing. And what I also loved about SIU School of Law was that it provides an opportunity to the region. I could see that we were not only educating law students, but providing an important service to the region. I always say you can teach people the law, but you can't teach people to be from somewhere. And you want to make sure that you have a school that's available to students in the region because they know their family members, they know their friends. And so once we educate them, they're able to then provide services. And that's what access to justice is all about. And so that's what we are all about at SIU School of Law, founded for the public interest and the public good.
So, Dean, we know things have changed quite a bit since this time last year. And one of our initiatives that we have is looking at technology. So, tell us a little bit about how technology has changed while teaching law at SIU.
Woo, wow. Deaning in the age of Corona meant that we had to pivot quickly. Everybody knows almost a year ago to the date, the world shut down. And so that meant most of us went home and we had to learn how to teach remotely, learn remotely, work remotely, multitask, triple task, and all of those things. So our faculty have had to learn how to deliver education in a virtual environment. And that does not mean just plugging into Zoom and doing the same as you do in person. That means being very creative with assignments, using remote technology, clickers, interactive assignments. And so we have had to rely on technology. We had to initially go out right before classes started to purchase monitors, to purchase microphones so that we could make sure that our education was being delivered in a seamless fashion, because no matter whether we're in person or virtually, our students are getting a top-notch education from our faculty. In addition to the classroom component of technology, our clinics, especially our elder law civil practice clinic, serve the 13 most southern counties in this state. And so our students, along with the faculty supervisors, were often traveling to those places. Well, when the coronavirus hit, that meant that many of the court proceedings were being held virtually. So again, we needed to be able to ensure that the clients were able to communicate with the student attorneys and the faculty supervisors. And again, technology was needed in that situation. So we continue to need to update our technology to the 21st century technology so that we can deliver seamless education and services to the community.
So we certainly hope that you do go to siuday.siu.edu, click on School of Law, and hopefully select technology as one of those areas that we certainly do need funding. Another thing, Dean, that we probably ought to talk a little bit about is how our graduates had a delay in taking the bar, and our bar prep funds and our emergency funds came into play so readily available to our students that really helped them out a lot. So, would you mind talking a little bit about our emergency funds?
Absolutely. So we all know that after 3 years of law school, you must pass the bar exam in order to be licensed and admitted to practice law. And so when students graduate in May, that's for families, because students know that they have until July, typically the end of July, to study for the bar exam. This year, the July became October. The Illinois bar was in October. And we encourage students to not work at all. And so that means save your vacation time and all of those wonderful things. But that also means that students sometimes have emergency situations. And so we have two funds that primarily help our students who are studying for the bar exam: an emergency fund to assist with rent, utilities, and things like that. And then also a fund to help with supplemental materials such as adaptive bar when our students are studying for the bar exam.
Thank you very much. So, uh, when will the bar be held coming up in the springtime or the summer?
Sure. So we just finished the February bar last week, and the July bar will be the last week in July, and it will again be remote this year.
So it'll be a little bit back to normal for our students.
A little bit back to normal for our students. And we're about to hear from one of our awesome students right now. She's a third-year student, and she's going to share some of the many, many opportunities that she's had because of the generous donations of our alumni.
So,
Hi, my name is Deidre Powell, and I'm a third year law student at SIU Law. It's because of donors like you that I was able to participate in SIU's legal clinic for 2 semesters. During my time at SIU Legal Clinic, I was able to assist over 30 residents in Southern Illinois in their trust and estate legal issues. It's because of donations like yours I was able to attend a conference in Chicago to network with other attorneys and to jumpstart my legal career. It's because of donations like yours that I was able to receive a book scholarship, and I did not have to pay out of pocket for books for 3 semesters. It's because of donations like yours that this semester my scholarships exceeded my tuition. It's because of donations like yours that SIU Law continues to flourish. We thank you and we ask for your continued support.
Dean Davidson, why don't you tell our audience a little bit about your strategic plans for the future of the School of Law?
Thank you, Cindy. So, my strategic plan, our strategic plan for the law school is to provide a quality education for the general practitioner. We want our students to be able to hit the ground running when they graduate from law school. And so that means providing for them a curriculum that has an academic support component from day one all the way through taking the bar exam after graduation. So that's very, very important to us. That means that we want to provide hands-on opportunities for our students so that they are able to engage with the community, network with the community. And that also means that we need to make sure that our faculty continue to be trained as teachers and as scholars. And so all of those are important for us as we look through and through the 21st century.
And so our Strategic Excellence Fund actually allows us to use your gift wherever the need is, whether it's for an organization or a student with emergency fund, or it's for a faculty. So again, our Strategic Excellence Fund is an account where we can use it where the need is our greatest need. And so we really hope that you're able to support Strategic Excellence Fund if that's one of those areas that you would like to support. So, Dean, you talked a little bit about public service and the number of our alums who are in public service. So I was wondering if maybe you would want to just chat a little bit more about our involvement with public service as an area that our students like to go into for their career.
Sure, absolutely. And public service actually starts day one with our students during orientation, where we begin to share with them the importance as attorneys to give back to the community. And that means through community service, and that means also through pro bono opportunities. So while in law school, we have wonderful RSOs, student organizations, where students are able to give back to the community, provide a service to the community. For example, our Outlaw student organization helps transgendered individuals do name changes so their names and on their birth certificate match their gender identification. We have the Black Law Students Association, we have the Second Amendment Association, we have military law, we have women in the law, reproductive justice, and all of those organizations, about 20 of them, need funding because they bring in speakers from the outside. They are out in the community serving individuals. And so that's why the Strategic Excellence Fund is important. We say we're stronger together. And so the Stronger Together tagline that we're sharing means that when you give to the Strategic Excellence Fund, when the students come and say, we want to host a voter drive, and we need snacks, or we want to do this. Our students were out and about during the election season, registering voters. And so that's so important. And so because they get this foundation in law school, when they graduate, they tend to continue that public service. So the newly elected state's attorney in this county, Jackson County, is an alumni of the law school. The state's attorney in Cook County is an alumni of the law school. And so it is not surprising to see that we have a number of students who are in those government roles. It is not surprising to know that we have so many judges because that is what they've been trained to do in law school. I had a judge say to me a few days ago that the judiciary loves you. The judiciary loves SIU students. You are providing the practical training for the everyday lawyer. Those were the words that he used. And that resonated so much with me. The practical training for the everyday lawyer. They are ready to hit the ground running. They are doing service. And because we are, our tuition is relatively low because of your donations. Our students are able to do these government roles and these public service roles without worrying about excessive debt. The average debt for law students is about $165,000 nationwide. And our student debt is significantly lower than that. And we'd like to keep it that way so that we can continue to serve the public good.
So, is there anything else that you would like to mention that we haven't talked about this afternoon?
Sure. I did want to just quickly mention that our clinics give students a firsthand opportunity to see poverty. And I know that that sounds, odd and maybe not something, happy and jovial that we want to talk about in Day of Giving. But so often when people think of the state of Illinois, they think of Chicago and the city. And so much of this state is rural. And our students are seeing firsthand the disparities that exist in our state and where there is a huge need for attorneys. The counties that our students are serving have no attorneys. And so we know that we are providing a service to this state, to this region. And so we really need your support to continue to do those things. So siuday.siu.law and the Strategic Excellence Fund will continue to help us help our community. And I think that's what it's all about. That's why I chose to go to law school. I was a dreamer. I went to law school because I thought I could change the world. And I do believe one person at a time, we can all change the world. It's not easy, but there's hope.
And thank you, Dean. And we're so happy to have you here with us. We're happy to have you here be part of our 5th anniversary. One last thing I'd like for you to mention is some of our very exciting events that we have coming up before the end of the semester.
Sure. We have a wonderful Ryan bioethics lecture coming up with a professor from Harvard University, Professor Glenn Cohen, as the speaker in March. We have a law and technology seminar coming up. We have a wonderful law and technology relationship coming up with Relativity and e-discovery platform. We had an amazing Lazar lecture named after our founding dean with Professor John Britton last month. So just a host of opportunities. And then we just received a Healing Illinois grant to work on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we would love some fun because we want everyone who chooses to come to SIU School of Law to feel valued, to feel loved, to feel nurtured. And so we are doing all that we can to put those in place.
Thank you so much. And we hope that you can join us this year on our 5th day of giving. Please consider giving a billable hour in support of your favorite scholarship, program, project. And to our current students, don't forget about the contest going on for bragging rights. But right now, we'd like to have a message from one of our own, Dennis Orsi, president of the Illinois Bar Association.
Hello, I'm Dennis Orsi, the 144th president of the Illinois State Bar Association and a member of the SIU Law School class of 1979. You know, about 40 plus years ago, when I was on campus serving as the Student Bar Association president, I had no idea that I would go on to become the president of the 2nd largest statewide voluntary bar association in the United States. It's been a great honor. You know, I owe much of my professional success to the education that I received while attending SIU School of Law and the relationships that I built both at law school and since. As I've had an opportunity to travel around the state of Illinois in my years working with the Illinois State Bar Association, I've been pleased to recognize many of the SIU Law School graduates who have gone on to successful careers. They've either become judges, state's attorneys, government officials, or prominent members of local law firms, not just in the state of Illinois, but throughout the country. All of us owe that to the relationships that we built when we attended SIU School of Law. I'm here today to ask you to join me in making a generous donation to the SIU Foundation and the SIU Law School. By donating monies, we can help future lawyers as they move on to their legal careers throughout the state of Illinois. You can make your donation either to a specific SIU scholarship or to the general fund and allow the law school to place that money where it can be best needed to help the soon-to-be graduating law students. So once again, I hope you'll join me today in making a generous donation as part of the SIU Law School